Hello and welcome back to Getting Handsy. So just the other day I got a new Kickstarter in. It's for one of the expansions to Arcadia Quest. Arcadia Quest is a board game where 2 to 4 players can create these guilds using heroes that are provided with the game, of course. And you take those heroes and you try and fight your way through an epic campaign quest. The first one was very successful. My friends and I played it a lot, and now they've come out with a new one called Arcadia Quest Inferno. It can be played either by itself or in conjunction with the first game and that first expansion. So here is what I got for my Kickstarter. Now there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm going to explain it. I'm actually going to break this video up into a number of separate videos. But the first video is going to focus on the main campaign expansion, which is Inferno. Then we've got a number of smaller, minor expansions. We also then have the larger Pets expansion. And then this is actually the expansion from the first expansion. I never got it with the original game, so I got it now. But basically we're going to look at these two first, look at the next ones in a different video. So just like I said, there's a lot to talk about, so we're going to split this into probably 2 or 3 videos. The first one's going to focus on the main expansion, which is Arcadia Inferno, or Arcadia Quest Inferno. Because this was a Kickstarter, I got a bunch of extra stuff. Actually, this whole box is extra stuff. So we'll go through the main box first, and then go through the extras. Alright, so let's open it up. Preferably quickly, right? So, first up, we've got the rulebook. Since this is a standalone or can be used with the first game, they give you a rulebook. It's pretty standard. Colored pictures, stuff like that. Here is the Inferno specific campaign book. Basically, each page or 2 is a way to set up the map and special rules where everything goes, stuff like that. The fun thing about Arcadia Quest in general is basically, once you complete a mission, sometimes there are bonuses that can affect further on missions. So if you do a certain quest on one, then you might be able to open a door in a different mission later on. And so it's kind of important to keep track of what you do. So here's the overall map. So on and so forth. Looks like there is some spinning, blah blah blah. So there's that. So next, these are the cards for guilds, different colors, different animal icons. So it looks like they've changed a bit from the first one. Not that that matters much, they're just different little pictures that go with the guild. So there's those. So next, we've got a bunch of tokens, pretty standard. I know for sure these are doors. Open, shut, so on and so forth. This is for when the monsters are killed on the map, they get put on here. Once there's enough of them, they start getting put back on the board. These, I believe, are called damnation tokens, and I'm not sure exactly what they do. They're new for this expansion. So, portals, gold, money, blah blah blah, all sorts of items. These are usually quest tokens, I believe. Trap. We've got treasure, more gold, blah blah blah. These are the spawn tokens. When all of the monsters fill up this board, then you roll dice, and if it comes up one of these, then this is where the monsters are spawned on the board. Last bit of tokens. These are all the guild-specific tokens, more hearts, damnation tokens, and then the death tokens, I believe they're called. So here is the campaign sheets. There's a bunch of them. Basically, you would write in who's playing what, so on and so forth, what cards they've got at the end of the current term. Then here's a place for winners, so on and so forth. And then you put them in whichever one you're doing at the end of the game, medals, blah blah blah. Down here we've got the titles that you can earn doing things during the campaign, so you can get those. Let's get a little closer. So these are the quests. Let me open them. So each mission, basically, you have specific quests. They can range from PvP quests to PvE quests, as it says. So these would be the specific map or mission that you're on, and they would be specified in the campaign book. These are usually just, you're trying to kill the other groups, so you'd usually put in whatever the other guilds are. So, a lot of different quests, so on and so forth. Kill the judge. So, those are the quest cards. Next, we have another set of cards, so let me open them. Okay, so this deck is broken up into two sets. The first set are the monsters. So there's a whole bunch of monsters. These would be for different levels, sort of. So they do different things, have different stats. But it goes all the way up to the, I believe, the bosses. So you'd have specific ones based on your mission, and then the minions are based on the mission as well. So these would all be in the theme of Inferno. So like the first game has orcs and goblins, stuff like that. This has harpies and demoness, so on and so forth. So there's those. So next, these are the hero cards. The hero cards are actually broken down to the generic heroes that you can put in your guilds. So you pick a number of heroes, then you put these in your guild, and these are who you use during the missions. There are, I believe, 12 in the standard stuff. And then in Inferno, there are also angels, so there are a number of angel cards. These, I believe, you can pick up along the way. I'm not for sure on those. I haven't gotten through all of the rules yet. But so those go in conjunction with your other heroes. Next, we've got the standard dice, attack, defense, so on and so forth. Same as the other game, or the first game. Next, we have the item deck. Item and spells, I imagine. So let's open it. Okay, so first up in that card deck, there are a lot of items and spells. So the spells are basically items, but so you've got the items, bows. So there's a spell, ranged attack, magic. And so all of these are what you can start with or buy. So they're also broken down into types. So this whole batch are starter items. But if we look in here, we've got level 1 items. So these would be items that you can use a little bit farther on. So they're basically bigger, better items. Same type of stuff, but they have better stats. And there's more options. So that goes through, I believe, level 3. So we've got, yeah, level 2, level 3, level 4, oh, level 4, level 5. So there's stuff all the way up to level 5. Again, they just get more powerful, more options, stuff like that. You have to buy them in the game, so on and so forth. Then there's also the reward items. So these would be items that are quest specific, typically. So like it says what quest they're in, I believe. So you can only get them for doing something very specific in those things. So those are the items. The next bunch of cards in that big deck were the cursed cards. So basically every time a hero dies out of your guild during the mission, or the specific quest map that you're on, they gain a death token, and each death token then is turned into a curse card at the end. They can range from anything like nothing to bad things that you then keep over for the next map. And so I believe you only keep one curse, but it's the worst one you can get, or something to that effect. I'd have to check the rules to make sure, but anyway, so those are the curses. So the last batch of cards in that big deck are called Brimstone cards. They are maps or mission specific. So basically, the mission would require you to put these on the mat or the tiles face down, and you'd then if you fell on or stumbled upon one, you'd pick it up and read what it says. So like this one says you activate a minor minion, then it gets to do stuff. Or hidden stash, you get to pick an item up type of thing. So they can be good or bad, it looks like. That's new to Inferno as far as I know. Now we're on to, I believe, all of the miniatures. So the first one, we're going to just pull out the big guy back here. So this is the big bad guy. He is the guy you're trying to defeat at the end. He's called the Underlord. So big old, sitting on a throne of stone and bones. So big old demon looking guy. Now we're going to go through the rest of the miniatures. So here's the first box. Usually the smaller box is like your heroes. So we've got, these are the colored bases, so you get the color of your guild. You get the color of your guild. You put those on the bottom of your heroes bases. So these are all the heroes. They're very similar looking quality and feel to the original Arcadia Quest, which is cool and good because they were great then. So I believe there's 9 heroes in this box, it looks like, and one big old bad guy who's the judge. Big old demon. And next is the second box of miniatures. Usually the bigger boxes of the bad guys, the minions, the monsters, stuff like that. So when we open that up, we got a bunch of, so the dark gray ones are bad guys. Goes through. These 2 would be more heroes. So those would get added to the 9 that were back in the other box. Then we have what look to be the angels. So they're even a different color. And then 1 more hero. So that makes 12 heroes, 5 angels, and a bunch of bad guys. The last little bit are the tiles. So they look big. Let me open them. Alright, so again, a bunch of tiles. This is what you make your game board out of. They're all labeled, and then the specific mission will tell you which ones to use. All double-sided. So, a whole bunch of them. Make lots of stuff. So, now, this was, again, just the base box for Inferno. We've got a little bit more to look through for the Kickstarter exclusive stuff. Okay, so now that that's done, this is the Kickstarter stuff. So the exclusive stuff that you got if you were a Kickstarter, or you helped them kickstart this expansion. So we've got a bunch of miniatures in here, some tokens and so on, and then there are some individuals out here. We'll take a look at each one separately. Okay, so I figured we'd go through the individuals first. Just going to take a quick peek at them. So here's Hoshi, Hilda, Nina, and then we've got little Serby, who's like a baby Cerberus looking thing. So these first 3 would be new heroes. The green one is actually from a different expansion that we haven't talked about yet, and we'll see in the next video. This would be from the Pets expansion, so that's why it's green. It's different than the other ones. But let me open up one just so you know what's inside. So basically, we'll just open up one real quick. Maybe I can open it. Each of these comes with the miniature itself, which is taped in there, and then the hero card. So it says exactly what it is. It's actually kind of bent in there, but so yeah. So each of those will come with their own stuff. So basically, though, these the heroes are kind of standard when you buy them in the packs like this. This we'll look at next time because it's for the different expansion, but because I ordered it as the Kickstarter, I got this as a special thing. So next we'll look at the big box. Here's the big box of Kickstarter exclusive stuff. They call it hell of a box. So we can open it up real quick. Looks like it adds some new stuff, alternate scenarios, or just scenarios in general. Add just a little bit more stuff to do. So now I've got some a little bag. I'm assuming or a nice little dice bag. Nice. We have some plastic tokens instead of the tokens that were in the main box. So these would be, I'm assuming, the damnation tokens, the death tokens, hearts for health, and then these are the guild specific tokens. Now we've got some new quests, so let's take a look at those. Okay, so we've got some new quests, it looks like. So these would go along with the new little quest booklet that it came with. So there's those. So here looks like we've got some extra dice that are guild colored specific. Not very many, but it's kind of cool. Just a little extra. Here are more cards. Okay, so the first set again are the hero cards. So these would go through the Kickstarter exclusive heroes that I got in this box. A bunch of just cool new heroes that you can add to your guilds. So, bunch of stuff as seen. So there's those. Next we've got new minions and villains. So the villains I believe are the bosses, the minions are the little guys that go in front of them. So, Demon Captain, Kragor, that's a named villain. So, they're all a little bit themed, as you can tell. So, those are the new bad guys you can fight against. And then the last cards are actually all pet cards. So, I guess there are more pets in this than I thought there would be. But anyway, so, gives a bunch of different types of pets. I don't know exactly what they do, because it's, again, brand new with this expansion. Looks like they have different kind of tiers of pets. Sort of like Pokemon evolutions, it looks like. So, that's pretty cool. So then under the cards, we've got some plastic coins. So those would, again, replace the token coins that we have. Okay, and then last in the Kickstarter exclusive box, these will be all of the miniatures. Put that out. Okay. So, again, these would be the new bad guys. So, we've got new bad guys. Then the rest, these light gray, are all new heroes. Even some of the bad guys can be heroes, it looks like. Just like in the first one. Then, in this row, we have the pets. So they're kind of a greenish yellow. Kind of looks like a Mogwai, sort of. So, little Pokemon pets. And then, here we have a whole bunch more new heroes. So, again, these are all just the Kickstarter exclusive heroes, so if you didn't get that, then you won't have any of these. But that concludes everything that I got in the initial Inferno Kickstarter set. So we have the big box, and then this Kickstarter exclusive stuff. In our next video, we'll go through a number of expansions that came along with it. So keep an eye out for that. So in conclusion, go out, buy it. Should be good. Like I said, it seems to be just like the first one, which is great. So if you enjoyed the first one, it should be like this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And then thanks for watching.